Hello, YouTube dads. Happy Father's Day. I am fortunate enough to be a dad, and obviously, Father's Day is one of my favorite days. I gotta admit, I've always been a little jealous of a lot of YouTubers because what I've noticed as you've shared stories about your collecting journey, a lot of you have these great stories about how your dad collected or had a favorite player, and then that made you gravitate toward collecting or toward that player. And I really don't have that. My dad does not care really about baseball at all. Pretty much just watches Seahawks and then every once in a while a little NASCAR. But that's about it. And it was never, baseball was never a thing that really bonded us. But it was really more about me and my brother bonding over baseball cards and my cousin. And one day we were looking through our cards or talking about our cards or something. And Bob Gibson's name came up in conversation. And my dad overheard. And he had said something about, I wouldn't want to face that guy. And I watched part of the 1968 World Series with a buddy of mine. And that Bob Gibson, he was just getting every guy out. And something along those lines. And he talked about how intimidating he was. And yeah, absolutely. If you know Bob Gibson, you know all that's true, particularly in 1968 against the Red Sox. So now, not every time I see a Bob Gibson card, but frequently I do think of my dad. It never led me to collect Bob Gibson, but whenever I see a card I have or this autograph, for example, I'll frequently think of my dad, who I'm very fortunate to still have, by the way, 77 and going strong. But here's my Bob Gibson autograph. So maybe every fifth time I come across it, I think of my dad, even though he had no influence on my collecting. Now, one cool thing that happened this year is I was about to leave for a show on June 1st. Check out my last video. And my oldest pulls me aside and hands me 25 bucks and says, Happy Father's Day. And I thought that was great. He knew that I could use it for the show. And I really wanted to find something that was like father themed, if that makes sense. I don't know that it does. But I looked at the show and just nothing really struck me. So when I got home, I went to eBay and found something there. Let's check it out. This is a 1955 doubleheader card of Ray Boone. Now, for those of you that are in the know in baseball, know that Ray Boone is the father of Bob Boone. And Bob Boone is the father of Brett Boone and Aaron Boone, all major leaguers. And the Boones were the first three-generation family in baseball and the only three-generation family in baseball to have all-stars in each generation. The Hairstons and the Bells did not have all-stars in all generations. Sorry. Love these 1955 doubleheaders. This particular one is really cool because on the other side is Bob Perky. Who is Bob Perky? Pitched the beginning of his career with Pittsburgh, and he was pretty effective, but after some knee and shoulder problems, lost 6 straight games in 1955, was demoted, and Branch Rickey in 10 pitches showed him how to throw the knuckleball. So this also goes in the knuckleball collection. And I want to take it out as I continue to talk here. Perky went on to pitch in Cincinnati, where he appeared, or at least was elected, 5 All-Star games. So there's Bob Perky. Here is the back. I think this is my second 55 doubleheader. And this one has been folded over. a time or two. You can see. But other than that, it is a really nice card. It's got double D centering. What do you think of that, Dylan? I hope you like that. I don't think it was too much of a reach to get the Father of Fathers card for Father's Day. Either way, I was grateful to my son for doing that for me, and it's going to make a fine addition to my collection. Thanks for watching. Happy Father's Day one more time. If you don't hear it enough, you heard it from me. Until next time, remember, we don't count subscribers, we count friends.